Hello and welcome. The topic of this video is about loading data in Tableau. Before we load the data, let me briefly introduce the data structure we often use. Here is a sample data table. It has two dimensions. So horizontally, we have different data variables, or you may call a data feature, a data field, or even a data column. For each data feature, you may encounter a categorical data or a numerical data type, like this one and this one. If you look vertically, we have many data records or samples. For each data record, it has a realized value for all the listed data features or variables. In this demo, we will show you how to load the sample data, the global superstore order data. If you open this Excel or CSV file, you may notice those data variables, from the order ID, order date, to shipping date, the mode, and many other features in this data file. And we have over 50,000 data records. You may consider each row is a transaction or order record. The sample data is available for downloading in the link below. Okay, let me show you how it works in Tableau. Hello and welcome. In this demo, I will show you how to load data in Tableau so you can create your first visualization plot. Let's get started here. Here is the Tableau icon once you have installed. So let's double click it and you will see the first Tableau interface. Okay, so right now we don't have any data source that is linked to Tableau. So the first step is to connect to your data file. How does it work? Okay, so you actually notice that in this left panel, okay, there's a connect notation which provides various ways to link to your underlying data files. You may easily connect to a Excel file, a text file, a JSON file. Well, in our case here, we are using the sample data, the global superstore order data, which is in the Excel file. So what we will do is to connecting the Excel file. Okay, let's clicking on this Excel button here. Now you will see how you are going to link to your underlying data. So we are using this global super order data. Okay, let's pick this data file. Now you are seeing the interface of Tableau once you load the sample data. Let's see what is shown here. On the left panel here, okay, pay attention here. On the left panel, you see the data file you have connected. So the data file we have just connected is this global superstore data file. Well, in this data file, you have two spreadsheets, right? The two spreadsheets are the order spreadsheet and the people spreadsheet. Suppose we want using the order spreadsheet. So what we need to do is to drag in this order spreadsheet to this top right panel here. Okay. Now you will see all the data in the order spreadsheet being loaded, and the loaded data is displayed below. Let's check whether the data is loaded correctly. This is the typical data table. We have introduced earlier. The column names, you see the column names here. Those are the data features or data variables. For example, like the row ID, the order ID, the date, and many other data variables. Okay, when Tableau loaded the data, it will automatically assign a default data type. Okay, so the default data type has been associated with each data variable here. Let's consider the data type loaded by Tableau. So once Tableau loads the data, let's check in what has been assigned the default data type. Let's start with the row ID first. So for row ID, you will notice that the data type assigned to row ID is actually the hash key, and hash key means that is a numerical data type. If you're clicking on this, okay, it's a number, it's a whole number. But you may ask yourself, the real meaning of the row ID, does that has any meaning for the numbers? Actually, there's no meaning for the numbers, right? So means Tableau didn't recognize this data type correctly. So what we need to do here is to convert back from the numerical data type to the categorical data type, which is the string data type. Okay, so once you have converted, it changed to this ABC key. The next is the order ID. So this one is showing correctly. And the next is the order date. So for order date, you may notice this is a specially designed data type. The date type. We talk about the time, right? Time can be considered either as a qualitative data type when you are using for comparison. It may also considered as a quantitative data type. For example, you have like the time series plot. Okay, so for this one, it's a specially designed data type. Let's moving further to the right. Okay, here you see another interesting special type here. Okay, I dragging in this rectangular. So this is actually the geographical data type. So for a geographical data type, Tableau may easily locate in a map graph. Okay, so postcode, the city, the state, the country, those are all the geographical data type. Let's move into the rightmost. Okay, so in the rightmost here, you see many quantitative data variables like the sales, the quantity, the discount, the profit, and the shipping cost. Once you have done the checking for loaded data, it's time to create your first visualization plot. So what you need to do next is clicking on this button here, creating a new sheet. Okay, let's try to emphasize here. Okay, creating a new sheet is this button. So we may go for the next. Okay, so once we have created a new sheet, you will be directed to this sheet interface. In this interface, understanding what is listed on the left panel is very important before we make any visualization. There are three factors here. Okay, the first factor is the data. So this is pointing out which underlying data file you are linking. We are linking to the order spreadsheet in the global superstore data, right? Okay. The second factor is this dimension. So what does this dimension mean here? Dimensions is actually another notation given by Tableau to represent the qualitative data type or category data type here. Well, including the time and also the geographical data type. The third factor is the measure. Okay, what does measure mean? Measure is actually another one to represent all the quantitative data variables you have imported and including the measures. So you have the discount, you have the profit, discount, you have profit, and you have quantity. Okay, so this is all you have for the data loading. Once you have everything in ready, you can create your first visualization. Thanks for watching. So Once the data is loaded, let's get back to the Tableau interface. It's important to understand this navigation column on the left. I didn't list all of them, just pay attention to those three factors. The first is the data source, which shows you the underlying data source we are linking, because all your visualizations are from the data, right? The second is called the dimensions. Well, different software may have their own notation for qualitative or categorical data type. So you may just interpret this as the list for all categorical data types, including the time. The third is called the measures. This is easy to understand. It is a list of all the quantitative numerical data variables. Thanks for watching and enjoy your learning.